Be high, get in here, man. For Jerry, we're gonna talk about the movie that you have coming out also.
Okay.
That I'm in and Beehive's in the
That's what I was about to go into. No, see, Jared, let me go ahead and tell the truth right now because I'm about to piss off Andre and everybody else. Yeah. Wick said he wanted to play Ghetto Mafia in the movie. He wanted to play the part that he played, and he wanted to play Andre Rison too.
That's right. And Dion.
Do I have to comment on that? Cause Wick,
I didn't send you the pictures where he dressed up like Dion.
Okay, now
he did.
No, he
was gonna be.
No, you was smoking crack again. Okay, we ain't do that. Jared, can you speak on that Andre movie, man? Because I know we gearing up for the show over there off the Benz. What's going on, man?
We gearing up for the show on August the 12th. It's gonna be a sensation of legendary or something. If you ain't somebody, you ain't gonna be there.
That's right.
You know,
Atlanta premiere.
That's right, Atlanta premiere. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So the show is great, man. I mean, the movie is great, man. It starts. It's a biopic.
So we take it from Andre Rison, the
football player, Andre Rison. You know, he played for 7 different NFL teams. You know, one of the few players in the league that ever done so.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, in this movie we touch on a lot of the credibility that he has that some people, you know, didn't know or goes unrecognized. You know, him being the one of the first highest paid wide receiver in the NFL, black at that. You know what I'm saying? All the accomplishments, all the championships that he have won. You know, being when he was in college too as well.
Yeah.
You know, the Big Ten, all type of milestones that this man has actually broken to get there. You know. And for him to be nominated into the Hall of Fame, which I think personally he should have been in the Hall of Fame a long time ago.
That's right.
You know, way back when.
That's right.
You know, because I mean, top 10, definitely. Top 5, right up in there.
Come
you know,
on.
you got the Jerry Rice. You can't say Atlanta Falcon. And I ain't even from Atlanta.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But I'm adopted here now.
Come
on.
on.
So you can't even say, is that right, Rodney?
Yes, sir.
See, my dog, I'm official
I'm gonna get
now.
into him in just a second, too. That's my guy right
Yeah.
there.
You can't even say Black Hawks. You can't even say Atlanta Falcons without mentioning Andre Rison.
That's right.
I mean,
Prime
for real.
Time and Showtime.
Prime
That's
time
what
and
they
Showtime.
started it. Dion
That's it.
and Andre. But too, Jerry, are you going to touch on, you know, the situation with him and Lisa Left-Eye Lopez? And before you answer that right there, I want to say this. Bobby Brown has a new docudrama out, a documentary or something out. And when athletes or you know, famous singers, rappers, whatever, when they marry a famous woman, most of the time the guy's demonized. If whatever the failure was in that relationship, a lot of times it's put on the guy.
Yeah.
You know, if it's Bobby Whitney, it's Bobby's fault. If it's Dre and Lisa, it's Dre's fault.
Right.
If right now with Cardi B and
Offset.
Offset.
it'll be Offset's fault.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
So I mean,
Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion.
Absolutely. It's this movie.
Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah.
He shot her in the foot, didn't he?
I don't know.
But my point I'm making to you is this: is this pick gonna shed some light on something about Andre Rison that we didn't know that? Because you know, out here the feeling is that, you know, Lisa kind of, you know, he was secondary. That's the feeling in the street that, you know, that she burned his house down because he was a cheater.
Right.
And that, you know, but, you know, I mean, knowing Dre is a great guy. Are we going to be able to put him on that pedestal?
We'll be able to
great
put
guy
him
that
on that pedestal. And this Andre Rison film, straight, first let me get a shout out to Big D, Derek Handspike.
Absolutely.
Now, who's actually, you know, the writer in one of the EPs of the film. Now, this movie right here, Andre Rison, like, most people don't know that man was a family man.
Right.
All the time.
Right.
Yeah.
He always had his kids with him. I mean, he always was that guy that, you know, what we see in the limelight, what we see on TV and television, that's for TV and television. Right. But when we close the doors, And we don't see that part of, you know, his livelihood unless, you know, he decides to bring us into that part.
Yeah.
You know, that man, I was just with him. The kids love him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? His daughters, his sons, all of them, man. So, you know, I put that first, you know, and then outside of that is what everybody know of him just by what the media, you know, displays people to be.
Absolutely.
But we all know that, you know, television is for programming, radio is for programming.
Yeah.
So they only going to show us and let us hear what they want us to hear, you know, and position us in this space where they want us to either, you know, believe this or believe that. And most of us, we believe everything we see on television. You know, we don't really go in and we don't dig into stuff because if we hear the same story from 5 different people, it has to be the truth.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
But in reality, it's always 3 sides, right? I mean, for real, you got the truth, you got the person that's telling a lie, and then you got the other side that they have their story too.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You know, you got
Right.
her story, his story, and then the real story.
Yeah.
And so in this film right here, we tend to turn the cameras and actually let the world see who he was as a person, you know, because of course we got the media that display and put him
As Bad
you know,
Moon Rising.
Bad Moon Rising, first of all.
Right.
You know, now when we say bad, we think of bad like sweet, like this.
Right,
You know,
right.
but when the Caucasian people say bad, they think of bad like locked up bad.
Right.
You know,
Right.
but
Damn.
it's a difference. So, you know, you gotta be careful how they
Yeah.
label us,
Yeah.
you know, and we have to be careful how we accept that label when they do label us, you know. So, and I say that all to say that guy's a great guy, you know. I haven't known him all my life, but the time that I had spent with him and the stories that I had heard of about him, and then to get him, somebody get the stories all stamped, you know, and I mean, everybody can say I'm a bad person because you don't really know me.
Yeah.
But when
Right.
you get to know me, and if you know me, then you will know I'm something different.
Jerry, how does Andre feel about the movie? Has he had a chance to see the rough draft, and how does he feel about his story finally getting told?
Oh yeah. So we sat down and we
flew to Michigan.
yes,
Ooh.
we actually flew to
to
Michigan.
crib.
Me and my wife, we flew down there because Andre was like, I need to see it. I want to see what we have done
Yeah.
and everything like that. So we flew down there. We let him see it. And y'all want me to tell y'all what happened?
What
Yeah,
happened,
yeah,
man?
exactly.
Do y'all want me to tell y'all what happened?
Give it to him.
You want me to give it to him raw?
That's what we here for.
Nah, look,
Get from the bullshit.
I ain't come to do that.
I ain't gonna argue with you. I'm not gonna get in an argument with you. Go.
You want me to tell you the truth? Because I can't lie.
No, you can't lie.
Because I can't lie. It's not in my principle to lie.
If you lie, you gotta remember this shit.
I can't remember a lie if I told you one.
Facts.
So I'm gonna tell you the truth about when he seen it. We watched it.
It was a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago, a few weeks ago. We watched
to
it.
Michigan.
Flew to Michigan. We watched it over and over a few times, and his reaction was he had 2 reactions. He got chills, and they wouldn't stop running. He said, "Jerry, I can't. My chills can't stop running. I can't stop running. I'm getting chills like this."
My God.
And then after that, he told me this, and I don't know, can I curse?
Say what you feel.
He said, "This bitch dope."
I just like it too.
He said, "This bitch dope."
Now, I know that what you're saying is true because he kind of told me that, right? He didn't say quite that.
Right.
But I want to get into Double R. Double R, you're the co-producer on this movie.
Associate producer.
Associate producer,
Yeah.
excuse
I'm
me.
not-
Double R is the only guy that comes in here with his own car.
That's right.
You know, from back in the day. Cars smell like cologne. Cars smell good. Someone to put the car in.
He did like that for
But Double R, you know you knew Dre very well.
That's one of my best friends on earth.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, that's right.
And
Yeah.
you know, tell us a little bit something about. We're going to get into
Nice.
to your whole situation. You were living with Dre, if I'm not mistaken, in Oakland. When you when he was playing with the Raiders.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
He had a label at the time. We were running the label.
Yeah. And what was that? So what was that whole situation like with the label, and what was going on with that whole situation when y'all were in Oakland? You know, how did everything go down then? You know, because he had got traded from Oakland. There was a lot of
Oakland, KC, I mean, I was there with him from here to from Atlanta to from Michigan, because we both have Michigan roots. My dad's family's from Michigan, and my mom's family's from here. So we've always been friends. And then he got drafted to Atlanta, and it was like a no-brainer. And then, of course, he's always been passionate about the music. That's another thing that people don't know about Dre. He's always been very, very passionate about the music. Wow. And so he started a label, and me and Mike Million and Darrell Summerhour and a few of us, his close friends, were running the label for him. So that meant, whatever city he was in, we were in. And it was, I went to several All-Pro Bowls, and it was just a kinship and a brotherhood, and the good, bad, and the ugly. Because all of us, it's like this. It was sunny just a few minutes ago. Look out the window now; the skies are dark.
Yeah,
that. What do you mean? What does this got to do with me? I thought you were talking to me.
No, because it's that wiggity whack stuff again. It's that wiggity whack stuff again.
Every time he asked a question, then that's what happened.
No,
you said a minute ago it was sunny when I was speaking.
It's ominous out there right now.
Exactly.
That cloud heavy too.